Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. My channel is about marriage to a woman from the Philippines. I've been married since 2015, and I like to talk about things that can help the men who are looking at marrying a woman from the Philippines like I did. We got married in 54 days, so that's less than 8 weeks. And, I'm still learning and we're growing in our relationship. But there's some things I think you should keep in mind before you even pursue this relationship with her. And that's what we're going to talk about today, about emotionally being, I guess, grown up. This article is about if you recognize these 8 behaviors, you're dealing with an emotionally childish man. I'm just going to focus on the last one here. And this is something that women should look at too. The Filipinas shouldn't just say, well, I'll take the first person that contacts me, the person with the most money. She should be looking for emotional intelligence. So if you're a Filipina, please leave a comment if you agree with these points that I'm going to make, and from the article and from my own commentary. And men, hopefully you'll see where this is something you might need to know if you're going to marry a younger woman, which is usually the way it works out. This is Isabella Chase, personalbrandingblog.com. Now, just the ones I'm not going to talk about these, but avoidance of responsibility, that's a big one. I just think there should be a trajectory. If somebody's a younger guy, they should be getting better, being more responsible, working harder, trying to learn more things at work, because he's going to have a wife to take care of. And, if he's content with where he's at, then he's not going in the right direction. He's not going in any direction, especially younger guys here. Avoidance of responsibility, very important to take on responsibility when you're young. I always encourage my wife at work, she's a lot younger than I am, to take all the responsibility on that she can, because it's just good for her. Number 2, poor emotional regulation. They mention as a sign of immaturity, not being grown up. Lack of empathy, that can end up hurting your marriage to a Filipina. 4, inability to handle criticism. That's a good one, because when you marry anybody, I don't care where they're from, a sweet little Filipina is going to criticize you at times. You might have a hard time telling if it's constructive criticism or not, and you're going to be criticizing her. And so you have to watch this criticism and learn about handling that in a mature way. But that's not the topic of this video. That's just something to for a Filipino to look at. Make sure he's not unable to handle criticism, and make sure he himself can handle the criticism that's going to come. 5, unwillingness to compromise. That's another big one for marriage. Don't expect this Filipina to do everything you want to do the way you want to do it. You've already lived most of your life, done most of the things you want to do probably, and she's going to be the one with all the new experiences, and I think most likely the foreigner is going to have to do most of the compromising. 6, always playing the victim. Makes me think about men blaming their wives or talking about their wives all the time, ex-wives, to this Filipina from far away. She doesn't know, she doesn't care, she doesn't want to know about your ex-wife or how that went. But what she would want to learn, or you to learn, is that you're not a victim. You don't talk about being a victim, and you've learned from that experience. If there's something you need to do better, that you will. 7, inconsistent behavior. It's hard to know that if you're not with somebody a lot. But refusal to grow. This is a big one. So they say here the most glaring sign of an emotionally immature man is his refusal to grow and evolve. And please subscribe here to Love Beyond the Sea. Leave a comment. I usually forget about saying that part. Growth is a part of life, they say. We learn, we make mistakes, we change, and we become better versions of ourselves. An emotionally mature man embraces this process and continuously strives to improve. And I agree with that. And they say, however, an emotionally childish man resists this change. He clings onto his ways, refusing to acknowledge his flaws or work on improving them. He's stuck in his comfort zone. Any attempt to push him out of it is met with resistance. This refusal to grow not only hinders his personal development, but also affects those around him, like a wife. It can create a stagnant environment that stifles growth and progress in a relationship. And they conclude here, or that's all I'm going to read, is when you're dealing with a man who refuses to grow and learn from his mistakes, it's the ultimate sign of emotional immaturity. It's a sign that he's not ready for the demands of an adult relationship, and it might be time for you to reevaluate your involvement with him. That's the end of the article. And I would add here that, he might not be ready for the demands of an adult relationship, and he may be an adult. I mean, yeah, you could say an adult is anybody over 18, but what I want to point out here is if you're like 53 when I got married, you still need to be willing to change and adapt and develop. As an older guy, you may be 60 or 70 and say, I don't need to grow, Bob. What do I need to do? I've lived so many years. I know about the world. I've been around the block. I know how it works. And you might be thinking, well, I'll get this woman over here and everything will be great. Well, she's not your maid. She's not your caretaker. She's not your daughter. She's not your employee. And if she's going to be younger, which is typically the case, she's going to want to do things that maybe, you don't agree with, or you don't want to go along with, or she wants to take trips somewhere. She wants to learn different things, go different places, work. Maybe she wants to have a career. Maybe she wants to have a family, and her foreigner husband or boyfriend doesn't. Well, that could be a big problem if they get married. But refusing to grow, I've had to grow in my relationship with my wife. I hadn't had a relationship for a long time. And so, I need to kind of grow along with her and encourage her in her growth. And if my growth is important to me, I'm not likely to be able to encourage her to grow either. But have you grown since you've been with Filipina? Has she helped you grow? This is just talking about personal growth and not refusing to grow, because being married to a younger woman is going to get you out of your comfort zone. She already is way out of her comfort zone. Everything is different, probably where she's going to go from the Philippines, and she's going to test you. She'll probably want you to eat the food that she eats. I don't know. She'll want to learn different things, go different places that may be boring to you, listen to music that you don't care for, go and see shows that you don't care for, watch movies that don't appeal to you. And that's part of growth. I mean, I never watched romance movies before my wife and I got married and she moved here. Now we like watching those on TV. Going to plays, like theater plays, which is like entertainment that she really likes. I never done that before. I could have said, oh, now, hon, go ahead and find a girlfriend or something to go do that with. I don't care. But as I've gone to those and appreciated the talent and the acting and the stages and the choreography, it's something we both can do together and talk about and marvel about. Branson, Missouri, we've been about 5 times. I was never there before. I just didn't get out that much. I worked. I was single. I worked. And once I got married, I found out right away, well, my wife doesn't want to, she's a homebody in a sense, but she doesn't want to just come home and stay here. She wants to go see the part of the country she lives in, and she wants to, try different things and maybe want me to wear different clothes. Who knows? But one way or another, she's going to be bored to death, I think, if her husband refuses to grow in some way. Even if he's a lot older, still need to be able to grow, I think, to be the best man for your love beyond the sea.